Welcome back into the reset. I'm G. Scott, of course. There's Cat Stokes. Check this out. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I'm tired of y'all watching and not subscribing. On this show today, we got Super Bowl champion, Seahawk legend, Brandon Mebane to talk about this current NFL draft that's coming up next week. Let's go.
It's the reset with G. Scott.
Yeah, Bang, you don't need no more introductions, bro. We already know who you are, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you already tired. Sometimes you ever have just people go to the barbecue and somebody come to the crib, you don't really feel like, I'd be like, hey, everybody, bang, bang, everybody.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That reminds me when you have someone over the first time, you're like, oh, I'll get the glass of water for you.
Yeah.
Second time, you know where the cup at. Like, you don't.
Yeah. Bang, what's good, man? How you doing, bro?
You're doing good, man. Doing good, man. Trying to convince you to get that well done steak.
Man.
Ooh.
Kat, do you have a well done steak?
Absolutely. That's like eating steak with ketchup. That's crazy.
Crazy. Man, here's the thing, Bang. I've never met somebody rich that eats well done steaks.
Hey, man. I guess I ain't rich.
No, I saw a podcast. I think Najee Harris eats his well done. His steaks well done.
Yeah, he got.
Hey, the furthest I go is medium well.
Bro, have you ever tried medium rare, Bang?
You said medium rare?
Yeah.
Red. No.
Okay, man.
Flavor.
We'll get to that in a second. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We are 1 week away from NFL Draft 2025. The Seahawks have the 18th pick in the first round. Bane, what do you think the Seahawks should do with that 18th pick? Who should they pick up?
I would look at, if I'm the GM for the Seahawks, I would look at it like this. You paid a quarterback from Minnesota. He's used to having these certain type of receivers. I would try to look up and hope that it's somebody down to 18 that looked like something like Justin Jefferson. I don't think they're going to be there, but I would look for a prototype like a big body receiver.
That's actually, I didn't think you would say. So you're basically saying you think the Seahawks should go and get a receiver at 18. And Kat, I got to tell you, I'm shocked Bang would say that. You have taught us over the last year of doing this podcast, you talk about the trenches. You talk about the fullback coming back. You talk about the run game. You talk about all these things. And now you want the Seahawks to go and grab a skill position in the first round when you know just 2 years ago they grabbed two skills with a DB and a wide receiver in the first round?
Yeah, well, you know, if you look at their roster, they have people on their roster that they grab in the first round that played offensive line. So, I would try to go for a big body receiver, man. I think that's something they lacking. I think, my opinion, I think they have the offensive line. I wouldn't go offensive line crazy. How many picks they have in the first round? One
Just
or two?
One. Every first time since 2002 that no team in this year's first round has more than one pick. You know, it's interesting. Stop right there. It's interesting that you just said that you think that the Seahawks have what they need at offensive line, because actually John Schneider said just what you said. He mentioned along those lines that their coaches feel pretty good. Not saying that they won't add to the offensive line, but just said that they feel pretty good.
They're going to draft the offensive line.
Why do you think?
It's all scheme. I watched the film. I seen the personnel. They have the players that can play, right? You're not going to play in the NFL if you can't play. To me, it was all just scheme. It was all protection. It was just all communication. It was just all over the place. I think in order for the quarterback to have an immediately impact, they need a big body receiver. Because all the receivers they have on the roster, they all they're not like big bodies, They need a big body receiver.
Do you think the communication issues being addressed when they switched offensive coordinators then?
Definitely. Well, right now is the time where do the players come in right now? Usually
not yet. You'll have the draft next week. Then you'll have
Right.
rookie camp that'll happen, and then OTAs is about they getting ready to come back.
So they not in the building right now?
No,
Oh man, that's new. Okay, that must yeah. I've been gone for a while.
right.
See, man, back in the day, man, we was in the building right now. March. Hey, but it's all good though. But some of the first meetings they have is just going over the install. Probably not too heavy, but you go over communication, things that you're going to fix, things that you're going to change. Your philosophy and things like that. So that's all that stuff is laid out like the first week at least. When you come back from vacation or whatever you call it.
Bang, you like Shador Sanders? You think he gonna be a great quarterback in the NFL?
I think so. I think so. And this is the thing about when we look at white quarterbacks and we look at black quarterbacks, right?
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
So when you look at black quarterbacks, when you draft a black quarterback, you automatically think that they have a good arm and they're fast, right? But when you draft a white quarterback, they don't expect them to be fast. Sometimes they are fast, but they not like blazing speed, Michael Vick fast, right? But they expect them to have a good arm. So when they take these quarterbacks, and that's one of the things that people are talking about. They're talking about Shador Sanders is not, he didn't run the 40. We don't know if he's fast, but we got to go back and we got to think. We got to look at this. Is guys in the Hall of Fame that got Bus and Gold Jackets and all that stuff that didn't run a 4.8, 4.9, but they're sitting in that pocket and they tear your head off. It's just what it is. I don't know what you guys think about Shador.
I wait and see. I don't know. I get nervous when there's players with a lot of hype. I think he's talented though, but
Yeah.
it makes me think of, what do you feel about Travis Hunter's comments about? He said if he can't play on both sides in the NFL, he's done with football.
Oh man, for me, I would tell Travis Hunter if he wants to have an immediately. I ain't saying the name right. I mean the word right. If he want to have a
Immediate
impact
impact?
right, yeah. If he want to have an impact right now, I would tell him to go to play receiver. But what Travis don't understand is this: he's very talented. He's very athletic.
For sure.
Man, it's hard to guard the number one receiver, and then the other DB on the other team guards you, and he coming to work. The NFL it's another level, man. And he will understand. He will grow. He's talented enough to play both, but every position, both those positions on the whole game, that's a lot of wear and tear on his body, and that's some super high expectations. I will use him sometimes on defense and sometimes on offense, but he has to pick a primarily defense or offense position that he want to constantly play. He got to pick it, because you need him on the field. He's that talented.
Well, Travis Hunter and every other rookie that's getting ready to come into the NFL will have their NFL moment.
Yeah.
What I mean by NFL moment is what was there's going to be their welcome to the NFL. You're in the NFL now moment.
sure.
Bang.
Right.
Do you remember
sir.
I'm in the NFL moment? Do you remember something that happened during the game where you just like, oh, okay, I ain't a cow no more. I'm in the NFL. You ever have one of those moments, bruh?
I had a couple of them. I mean, the one that was the major one was Larry Allen, and it was just like, I probably told this story before, but
Tell it again.
man, I'm telling you, I remember watching Larry Allen on TV when he was with the Cowboys, and I was like in the 6th or 7th grade. And I was like, the announcer was talking about Larry Allen, how strong he was, how agile, and, he was doing this thing, right? And, I get into the NFL, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the same Larry Allen that I seen on TV when I was in middle school.
Right.
About to go against him right now. And he was all what they was talking about still at that age, man. I was like, oh, my
Wow.
God. Woo. I was shook. Hey, but back to Shador though.
Yeah.
If I'm the Giants and I seen the Giants worked him out, was it yesterday, right? I don't know, man. If I'm picking that high and I already signed 2 quarterbacks, I wouldn't draft a quarterback at that position. I just wouldn't. I
I mean,
would pick something else that can play right now.
it's the Giants, though. I mean, it's what the Giants do. They don't. I mean,
got
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I don't. You know, I love the
yeah,
Giants. You're cool and all, but I don't think there's
yeah,
really that much confidence on what you got going
yeah,
forward.
yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
you find better success at the Browns or Pittsburgh? Because I heard they were like he made a warning statement about like y'all don't want me at with the Steelers because he's kind of excited to be mentored by Rodgers. That's what he was talking about.
I mean, the Steelers is a better team, right now. Yes, but I think if he want to like play and he have an opportunity to play very very early, I would say the Saints.
Okay.
Because I think Carr having a leg surgery, so I mean the opportunity. I feel that's a good fit right there for him is New Orleans Saints.
Bang, what you wearing today, man? I just noticed you got on a hoodie. Like, man, what are you wearing? What you wearing?
I got a little marathon sweatshirt right here.
Okay,
Just,
All
okay.
money in.
So I don't know
yeah,
if people, something I was just thinking about just looking at what you wearing. Okay,
yeah.
let's take a time out for football for a second,
Let's
if
do
y'all
it.
don't mind. But Bang, check this out.
What's
People
up?
don't know that you from Crenshaw. Like you really, really went. As a matter of fact, tell the folks
Yeah.
if you have seen the movie Boys in the Hood. If you've
Right.
seen Boys in the Hood and you know the football field that they playing on, Bang, tell the people where your house is.
So right across the street where Ricky scored that touchdown, that's my house right there. And then next door to that, to the left, that's my grandparents' house. Yeah,
Wow.
that's where I grew up right there.
But but here's where I'm going with this. So check this out, Kat. I see what you're wearing right now, and people that listen to and watch the show, you usually wear either a hoodie or a black t-shirt or white t-shirt. You don't
I
really
got a black.
divot.
It's
See,
on there. It's
you,
in there.
You
Yeah.
wear the same thing. But Bang,
Yeah.
here's now for everybody listening, you don't live in Crenshaw no more. Right now, Bang, you live in a real,
Like, do you?
real rich, nice neighborhood. So Bang,
Yeah.
how do you walk around your neighborhood? Cause
Oh man, come on, G. uh, so I'll walk around and if sometimes I walk around and get dark, I put a work vest on.
you put a
You know
work
those
vest
work
on?
vests where those work vests where
Why do
like
you put
they're
on a
like
work vest?
bright green. Well, I do that because people can see me. Because usually, like you said, I always wear like dark clothing,
Yeah.
and somebody pulling out their driveway, they'd be like, "Oh man, I see that guy, man, with the vest on."
Right.
And then another thing too, I wear that vest. So a lot of times, well, I'm gonna tell you a story. So one time I was walking in the neighborhood, right? And this is probably like around the time where a lot of people get their trees cut. And I think it's like around here, like October, November, somewhere around there, right? So it was like a couple of like trucks all around and scattered throughout the neighborhood. So I was walking and it was this lady. She was like, "Oh yeah, man, I think you guys doing a great job of cutting the trees and everything." I was like, "Oh yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you."
I was like, I know you went along with it.
Yeah, and it was a couple people, man. I think people like. It's sad to say, but people feel comfortable, when we walking around with a vest on, because they see a
That's
big
real.
black dude,
That's real.
stereotypes. It's sad, but it's like, hey, man, it's just that's the world we live in. And should it be like that? No, but I wear that vest, so they think I'm part of the work crew, and you can think what you want, but
Well, maybe I shouldn't laugh. Damn, bro,
yeah,
I can't believe that you just really. I'm gonna go for a walk, but I'm gonna wear this work vest because just keep everybody safe.
yeah. Hey, man, you
But
just
also,
never
like
know, man.
you kind of built like you could, like like if he was like a couple inches shorter, kind of scrawny, I'd be like, okay, I wouldn't go up to you and be like, oh, he cut the trees, but like I would believe if
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I do, I would believe you. Get you a little hard hat. We gonna get you a hard hat. You gonna get the whole
Oh
fit.
man, nah, see, I ain't wear the hard hat. It mess with my head, I
Now,
already missing hair.
Bang, when you lived in Seattle and you played, where did you live then?
in Renton. I lived off exit 4, off the the 405,
Oh, okay.
That's how I know you're
and
not from here. He said Renton.
Oh, you did. Yeah,
yeah,
you did say
Yeah,
rent
you
ten.
know we say
how
Renton.
people say it?
We say Renton.
Oh, Renton. Oh, yeah. It's interesting too because the first 2 years, right? So I got a story, right? Check this out. So the first 2 years, I had to commute to Kirkland, right?
Ooh.
And so I had got caught in the 405 in the HOV lane. And
Right.
up there, they got signs that say, "Hey man, you driving there, people call the cops on you."
Okay.
So I thought about this one time. I was like, man, my position coach Pete was like, man, you need to get a blow up doll and put in the front seat so people will see that it's two people in a car. And I was like, man, that might be a good idea.
Hey, wait.
And
Before you finish the story, please don't
yeah,
tell me that you had a blow up doll in
no,
your
no, I
passenger
didn't get
seat.
one. I didn't get
That's
one. I didn't
suspect.
end up
That's
getting one.
suspect, man. That's
No.
suspect.
Hey,
That's
but I'll
suspect.
tell you though, I got pulled over one time.
Yeah.
And the dude was like, "All right, man, we're gonna let you go and everything." And and I was like, "Cool, man." And I got pulled over again, and I was like, he gave me the ticket, and I get him the ticket to Rick, and then I was like, "Man, I got to stay at that carpool lane, man." I ended up finding my little route, little back route, to get to Kirkland. My first 2 years, and I was like, "All right, cool." And then we moved closer. I didn't have to get on the freeway anymore. So
Well,
it
just
was,
so
it was
you,
perfect.
everybody that's listening right now in the state of Washington, I don't know if y'all know this, but a carpool violation today is now a moving violation. Meaning,
Oh,
yeah, it's a moving violation. Meaning, like a speeding ticket, it will go
yeah.
against your insurance and raise your insurance premium. Not a lot of people know
Oh,
that, but I'm just letting y'all
ooh.
know.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't because
that's
it's still not stopping people.
It's
It's like-
no, but it's fine. But I'm just telling you. So yeah, it might be what $144
Yeah,
for
but
the
it's your
ticket.
insurance.
But when you add your insurance premium going up, it stays on there for 3 years. So I hope that PSA helps. Now, you know what Kat was saying? She said something the other day, and we about
I'm teasing.
go ahead, tell him about
What I say the other day?
when you was talking about like today's Seahawks and stuff like that.
Man, okay. See, I was just talking. This off-camera conversation, but I had this like,
Yeah.
I'll pose it like this. Like, there's a lot of comparison between, I'd say, like your era Seahawks and today's Seahawks. And I was in high school,
Right.
so I had a different type of lens looking at the Seahawks growing up. Y'all were like superheroes to me. And part of
Right.
that was because a lot of y'all like were in the community. Like I grew up kind of like
Right.
you said, your house being in Boys in the Hood. Like you had these like personal memories with like really important stuff. Like for me, the Seahawks. Anyways,
Right.
y'all were in the community, and like I feel like today's community, and maybe it's because of post quarantine, maybe because of the fans and the players have different relationships now. It just feels like we're missing that communal aspect with the Seahawks. Like I go back to last season when the Bills came. We ain't never seen opposing teams like fan base take over our stadium like that.
Ooh.
Like, so I'm like, and for me, like, I knew where y'all ate. I don't know where our current Seahawk play, and I ain't trying to be nosy. I ain't trying to figure out where y'all eat. It's just more like,
It's small. Though.
So Kat,
It's small.
so Kat, here's to simplify it. Kat basically saying this. She said back in the day, when she would go eat, she would see Seahawk players all the time. And today,
Yeah.
where they eat at? Because she feels like, are they just eating in Bellevue? Are they just, you feel me? Are they just eating in Kirkland? Or, where they
Right.
eat at? So a lot of times it's like that connection. Bang, when you
Right.
where you used to eat at when you was playing here in Seattle? Did
Man,
you
we
used to
used to
stay
eat
in
at,
Bellevue and go to eat? Or would you actually, you know what I'm saying? Would you go to the CD and go get some food? Or would you just stay in your little area?
Man, I used to eat for breakfast. What's the name of
breakfast.
that spot it's by UW.
I
Oh
don't know
man,
you.
dude. Woo. Uh
It's a breakfast. You used to go by UW, just
it's
go
a
get some
breakfast
breakfast.
spot. They got
That's
like
what I'm
5
saying.
of them now. Hey, it's so good. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But we used to eat at 13 Coins.
Oh yeah.
We used to eat at John Howie's. What's
Well,
that
you
one
tell
spot
it
in
on
the
yourself
Hyatt?
right now, huh?
What? Oh man.
You just tell her. I mean, look, you can't have money. You know what I'm saying? Like, man,
Oh my
you
God.
had no.
We
At
said
least
Joey.
Doug used to go to the teriyaki spot all the time. They're down there and renting all the time. I mean, you automatically going to John Howie already. Like, God, dog, bang.
No, that was just once every other week. We didn't go all the time like that.
Wait,
Portage Bay Cafe. You ever been to Portage Bay?
wait, bang.
How you get called broke in one sentence? That was just one sentence.
You know people go see this podcast, bruh. Did you
What
just
happened?
say we would go to John Howie's every other week? Like, bang.
It's like it was just once every other week.
man.
That wasn't too
Bang.
crazy.
Bang.
What you mean?
What you doing?
Y'all eat too. Y'all wasn't getting appetizers. Come on.
Yeah, we was getting appetizers. We was getting little bacon bites, all that type
That
of
was
stuff.
it? You stopped at the bacon bites? You ain't stopped at the bacon bites.
Man, I remember we was eating at the dang man, what's the steakhouse? Me and Red went to the steakhouse upstairs to the hotel. We stayed
Daniels.
at. Daniel.
You get that
And
popcorn
so-
shrimp?
Yeah. But this was one time in the summer.
Okay.
So we up there, we ordering and taking our our order, right? And he like, man, what y'all want to drink? We said water and everything. And we was like, look here, man, we don't want no steak. We don't want none of that. We want a burger and fries. And we ordered it, right? And he looked at us and we looked at him. He was like, that's all y'all eating? I was like, yeah, man, we come and get the burgers, man. We ain't come and eat no steak and filet mignon,
Mm-hmm.
And man, that was my moment right there where I found out the best burgers are at steakhouses.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's game.
That's preach it, scream it. I tell people this all the time. The best burgers are at steakhouses. I
I
tell
don't know
people
why
this.
or what it is, but it's just, it's different. They different.
I need to try that then. Because I don't believe in going to steakhouses for steak. I feel like it's overrated.
Oh,
I've never had
seafood?
Wait, huh?
I've only had one good steak at a steakhouse, and it was in Portland.
Whoa, Cat.
how you get it cooked? Well done.
Hold on.
We already discussed this. We don't eat well done steaks here. That's just a waste of
Oh.
time and money.
Are you? Hold on,
Wait.
Cat.
What's up?
Are you trying to say that you have never had a good steak here in the state of Washington?
Not from a steakhouse.
What? Then where you go get your steak
The
from?
deli. There was this. They just closed, but
The deli?
Greenhouse Farms up and down in the country, like past Auburn. Yes, that was fire. That's what I would go.
They
I'd
cook
go-
it for you?
No, you get it and you cook it.
Okay. How about somebody cooking your steak though? You ain't had nobody cook a steak. You ain't been
Not
to a
in Washington.
steakhouse.
No, I go Portland. It was this jazz club. It was fire. I was
Bang.
listening to the music.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and call it right
Yeah.
now. So let's help Cat out. Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Best steakhouses that in Washington. What you got? Who you got, Bang?
I'm gonna say, from what I remember, I'm gonna say Daniels and John Howie's. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Y'all, first of all, Bang, that's disrespectful to not bring up one place. Let's be real.
Well, give it to me. Give it to me. I ain't been in a while, G. It's been almost
The
2
Met.
years.
The Met Grill. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
don't think I ever
Downtown
been there.
Metropolitan Grill. Downtown on 2nd
I
Avenue.
don't think I ever been there. Ever been
You
there?
ain't never been there?
I probably have, but I don't think I don't remember. I didn't
Now
go
don't
there
get
a
me
lot.
now don't get me wrong. I tell you, shout out to Daniels. There's something for steakhouses for me. I still love a little old school flavor. I don't like the new stuff too much. I ain't trying to call out the one specific one, but some of this stuff is just too new, and it's filled with you and your friends.
No, that's why I don't like going, because I was like, there's several places in Bellevue where they're like, oh, that's good, and I look in it, I'm like, that looked like an Instagram boutique. I don't want to go.
Right.
I don't want to
So
go.
a lot of that's what's happening, Bang. I know, she always makes fun of me, call me Unc. That's cool. But a lot of these steakhouses is really, these newer ones are for the gram.
It is,
right?
yeah, for sure, and it's mediocre flavor at best.
Come
That's
on.
what I'm trying to say. It's so the newer ones, not the old school ones,
Not the
but
old
the
school.
newer ones that I've been to. I'm like, I could have made this better at home.
Man, I want to when I come back out there, man. I don't know when, but I want to definitely try Sherm and Cam
Legion?
restaurant. Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
got
want to check it out.
hey, Legion
Yeah.
Sherman them. They got the lock on the soul food. They doing their thing. Shout out to Cam
Yeah.
and Sherm. Cam, every day you
And I,
go in there, you gonna catch Cam. Can
Yeah, that's
you
real.
believe that your teammates have a restaurant, bruh?
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. I'm tell you, man, when I be seeing that food, man, late night, man, it just be flashing on my Instagram. I be like, dang, man, I wish I can just go up there right now, but it's too far right now for me.
All right. Here's an
Yeah.
off the cuff question. Here's a
Yep.
question. Here we go, Bang. What
Yep.
would you do for work? What would you do for work even if you weren't paid for it? You can't choose football.
Ooh.
What would you do for work if you weren't paid for it and you can't choose football?
We already know.
Huh.
He cut trees. We talked about this.
I think I'll probably be a brick mason.
Wait, you for real?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah, you know,
say
my
that?
grandfather, my uncle, my great uncles, they were all brick masons. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's something that I know a little bit. I'm not like a expert at it, but it
Right.
wouldn't take me long to figure it out, like, how they used to do it. So I used to make what they call it, the mortar, and then we had a mixer and everything, and they'd have me bring a wheelbarrow and all that stuff. And yeah, and I had to do all the cleaning up, the dirty work, man.
Okay.
So
All right.
That's so
yeah,
wholesome. I love
yeah.
that.
Man,
That's so
you
wholesome.
Me Bane is a wholesome guy.
I get that. You the definition of an old soul. Like, I'm gonna be a brick mason. So,
Hey,
right.
I'm telling you. Hey, another thing too was so interesting. So sometimes I like to put on the blues though for and play it in the car.
Right.
And my daughters, they be like, and my son too, he be like, I don't want to hear that. That sound depressing. I'm like, look here, man. Like that's called pain, and that's called like
The blues.
stuff they overcome. Like man, I love the blues, man. So how I got hooked onto the blues was my parents and my grandparents. They used to we used to get in a van and we used to drive to Vegas.
Right.
And I used to like hear the blues, man. And I used to like look at my grandmother, and she used to be closing her eyes and rocking her head back and forth, side to side. I'm like, dang, man, like, like you really feeling this. And
In
so
it.
we didn't have no choice, growing up and be like, man, turn that off.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
And like these kids, they'd be like, turn it off, turn it off. So I had to sit there and listen to it, and I was like, oh, and I grew to love it, and I love the blues.
hey, Bane. Since
Yeah.
you just brought up how kids, back in the day, because back in my day, your day, some of you guys listening,
Yeah.
you had to eat this for dinner, you had to listen to
Oh,
this, and you had to watch this because you only had one TV. But Bane,
Oh.
I'm gonna pull the curtain back and tell everybody, bro, when I be talking to you with your kids in the car, I can't tell who
Oh.
driving, you or them.
Hey, they be like, turn it off. Who you talking to?
Hey,
Daddy,
they be talking crazy to Bane.
I'll be like, man, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes. Anything you want. I sound like a robot, don't I, G?
Bane, I can't
Yeah.
believe that you played 13 years in the NFL and your kids be talking to you like that.
Yeah, they be like, yeah. Hey, man.
Man, but you know
New
what though,
day.
man? You do such a
Yeah.
good job, man. Like I'd argue you're a better dad than you were a football player, man. You do a good job.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I mean, you be a dad longer than you play football, so
Yes.
it's
a word.
ongoing growth, man. It's just you're living and you're learning constantly.
Right. Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing. I know we getting ready to wrap up, and we're gonna wrap up in like less than 2 minutes, but go there and tell
Right.
everybody what you got to do next. Because I'm just glad your wife gives you a little bit of time. Shout out to Amina. Thank you so much for allowing your husband to hang out with us. But what you got to do? You got some work to do. You got to go. We got to go pick up the kids. What you got to go do?
Man, I'm gonna cook tonight, man. Cook something special.
Ooh.
What you
I'm
cooking?
gonna cook shrimp and grits.
Ooh.
You like
Yeah.
shrimp and grits?
I love shrimp and grits. But
Yeah.
so you don't put sugar in your grits ever though, huh?
No.
I like sugar in my grits.
No.
What about
You see, that's you know what? That's these damn Gen Z. That's
Nah.
these
Yeah.
damn kids putting sugar. You're putting sugar in your grits.
Classic.
Yeah. So I feel like if you eat sugar with your grits, then
Well-
they just gotta be plain.
Yeah,
can't
you don't-
use the shrimp.
No, you don't. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's you just
Yeah.
eat it plain. A
You
little
might as
butter,
well-
a little sugar.
You might as well have cream of wheat. Shout out to Gen X and baby boomers that know about cream of wheat.
I don't know nothing about that. Nothing about that.
All right, Bang.
Yeah.
We got to go, man. Draft next week. We going to see if John Schneider and them is listening to you. But Bang said if he were the Seahawks, he would go get a big receiver. I'm saying
Yep.
I don't want to see a skill position in the first round. I want you to address the trenches. So,
Hey, G, one
Yeah.
more thing though. You gotta look at it like this.
yeah.
They want to sell jerseys.
Ooh.
So who's gonna sell jerseys more? An offensive lineman or a receiver? Marketing.
You know what?
A bar.
We going to continue this next week. The
Yeah.
draft is next
Yeah.
week. That's a very good point. Cat Stokes,
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Bang,
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all take care.
All right, man.
too.
Make sure you subscribe. Hit that button. It's the reset every week. Cat Stokes, myself, and it's always a pleasure when Mebane, we call him Bane, joins
sir.
the show.